Wow, what a jump shot. He's fine. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this safety shot. Yeah, looks like he's going to go rail first with some spin. Great shot by Sean Wilkie.
And he drills it. What a shot.
Just great shot,
Great shot there.
To the McDermott Maryland State 9-ball championships. I'm Jake Lawson, along with my partner Josh Setterfield. You're tuned in to BSN, the Billiard Sports Network, bring you live coverage, always free and fun. Josh, how you doing today?
I am doing pretty good, Jake. How are you doing today?
Awesome, man. This is shaping up to be a great event as always. This is the second year for the Maryland State tournaments with On the Hill Productions. So Rick Scarlato and his whole staff, his wife and Loy and all those guys put on a great event here. So we are actually in the first match here. We have Tony Manning, who's actually the owner of Brews and Q's here, against Steve Fleming. So if you guys are just tuning in with us, please share the feed. Of course, we always keep the stream free here at BSN for everybody that's watching. So let's get lots of people on and watching the stream.
Yeah, he's going to come up a little short on this one.
Yeah, he should be okay here. Just got to make sure he just hits it thin. And he just
almost too thin.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gets out though, puts the first point on the board for this weekend. We're shaped up to have a great event all weekend long. Like you mentioned earlier, all the Maryland State events always run very smoothly. We got a packed house here today. I'm looking around Brews and Q's. If you guys have never been here, you're definitely missing out. It's a beautiful room, and it is packed wall to wall right now.
Yeah, we got a nice arena here today, too. So all courtesy of Tony Manning and the Brews staff and Rick and all them. They've done a great job here.
Steve demolishes that break there. One was looking like it was about to be very pretty. All right, so he elects to play safe. He has a lot of traffic up table here. See Tony elevating his cue there.
Yeah, he's trying to see if he can. He was looking to see if he could possibly spin the cue ball between the 2 and the 7, but I think that he's going to elect here to just go ahead and jump. So he makes a good jump, but he's going to leave Steve a shot here on the 1 ball. Rick, we got, I think about 105 is what we have here today. So originally it was capped at 96. They brought in an extra table here, which is your TV table, and so they added a few more players from the wait list. So we are over a full field. So Steve makes a good shot on the 1 ball. Comes up table for the 2. Comes around for the 3 ball. He's a little bit on the wrong line here, so he might elect to draw this off to the rail. Come back over for the 4. He just
right under the 6 there.
Yeah, Steve likes to use a lot of force follow. So good shot by him, 2 rails. He'll just bring this cue ball right on over for the 5. He leaves himself a little bit of a steep angle here, so it doesn't look like he's going to go forward. So he's going to pocket this ball.
Do you try to go under the 7 just to be able to shoot the 6 in the top left corner as we look at the table, or do you come around the 7 here?
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably just go to the rail here and play the 6 in the corner.
There it is.
Yeah, that was a great shot.
I was worried if he goes around the 7 that 9's blocking the other corner, like you're crossing the shot line there.
A nice stroke there by Steve. Draws the ball off the rail for the 7. He doesn't have to do a lot here. He's lining up for a little force follow, probably 2 rails. Yep.
Nicely done there.
Comes right in line on the 9.
Nice.
And Steve's going to go ahead and tie it up here. So format here, guys, race to 7. Alternating breaks. It is 9 ball. 9 does not count on the break. Other than that, it's Texas Express.
Anybody who is struggling to see the scoreboard, normally if you rotate your device sideways, if you're on a phone or an iPad, the live number with the amount of viewers will disappear, and you should be able to see the scoreboard. We are also live on YouTube and Twitch, guys. Every platform is going to look just a little bit different. Go ahead and share the video feed. Tag all your pool buddies in it. Let everybody know that we are going to be live all weekend long. We're going to be sweating out all this action completely for free, guys. See what Tony can put together with this break. It's looking like it's going to be a dry break. And there's a little bit of work to do here.
Yeah, you missed the wing ball there. He had a solid break, but you just see how the cue ball kind of pushed off to the left there. So he's going to leave Steve a shot on the 1, but Steve may have to get creative here to get on the 2. And he doesn't want to catch. He didn't want to catch the point there. He was just coming and trying to come straight back down. He just catches the point, so more than likely he's going to be looking at it. Well, maybe he can see it.
Yeah, try to kick and stick behind the 9 there.
Probably kick and stick, yeah. Send the 2 ball up. Yeah, and he just he didn't want to hit the 4 ball there. But I mean, he's still going to leave Tony a fairly tough shot here because Tony had to play the 2 ball up in the corner if he doesn't want to play safe. And he just elects to play safe. That was a good shot.
Yeah, that was. Use all the traffic.
So now he's put Steve in, I mean, not a very difficult kick shot here. If you see here, he's going to be kicking a long table here. And if he can just clip the right side of the 2 ball with with the right speed, he could actually be kick safe Tony here. So you see he just puts a nice smooth stroke on it, and that was actually a perfect
Yeah,
shot.
that's exactly what he needed.
So a little bit of back and forth here in this game. The balls aren't lining up just right yet for these guys, so a little bit of methodical playing going on right now. And so Tony's taking a look here what he wants to do. It's a little close to the 7 for a jump. He looks like he's going to try to go 2 rails at this maybe.
What a hit.
Yeah. Oh,
That would have been nice if they cross-packed past each other. He might have left them a little bit tougher.
yeah, that shot was good. It was a good shot. He just need to hit it with a little bit more speed.
Yeah.
And it's always really tough when you're coming off there. You don't know exactly, where you're going to hit the ball at on a 2 rail like that.
So what are you thinking about the 6 ball here? That's the trouble that I'm seeing. 3, 4, 5 all have pockets. 6 is a little tight.
So Steve is probably going to try, if he can get position on this 3 ball. So
You think he's going to try to rub it here?
I don't
But how does he get to the 4 if he does that?
Yeah, so he's trying to figure something. Maybe he's going to play a 6-9 combo. I don't know here, because he's left himself a little short on the 4 ball. He wanted to come down a little bit further. So you can see him taking a look at that, because there's a lot of traffic here now. If Steve, naturally what you want to do is you want to shoot this ball and come 3 rails, but you have so much stuff here, so he might try to bank it. That's what he did.
He might have the angle to come 2 rails into it if he cuts it to the upper right from the way that we're looking at the table. It looks like he's going the other way, though.
Yeah, I'm wondering where he really wants to be at on the 6 ball here. Can you get them to turn the music down a little bit? Because it's pulling through the stream really loud.
We're gonna get those jam. Oh, look at that!
Yeah, so
That was a great 2-way shot almost.
yeah, I mean, he got really fortunate here. He tried to make the 9, and he nestles Tony up on the 7, but Tony can kick at this, and if he hits any part of that 6, really, if he comes under it, he can make the 9 here. So he's just got to find his point here.
So this 9 has all the potential here.
Yeah, I mean, it really was.
Ooh.
Wow. Yeah, so now this is really set up good for Steve, because he'll just make the 6 and stop 7, and then he can play 8-9 combo, or he can play a carom on the 9, like whatever he really feels like he wants to do. So a little mistake there by kicking at the ball by Tony.
Yeah, he really needed to hit that ball a little bit more full. He
Yeah,
kind
he
of caught the edge of it.
If he came to the if he played to get the cue ball to almost come into the rail first, that's the shot. So sometimes when you find your point on the rail, what I like to do is I just like to roll my tip, like maybe a full tip or half a tip, either left or right.
Yeah.
Once I find my spot, that way I can dictate where I want to hit, which side of the ball I want to hit. So it really takes a lot of practice, but if you can really perfect that, then the kick safeties really come heavily into play. But he really needs to almost catch that rail and the 6 at the same time, very close to it.
Yeah, I think it's critical that you can dial it in like that, because otherwise you're just kicking at the ball hoping for contact. Whereas at this level, you got to be playing for the safe. He nails the wing ball, almost scratches, almost gets the one in the opposite side. So he has 2 balls down here, and he is right on that point. I don't think he's hooked by the point here. This is tough.
Yeah, Steve will be looking to play
safe.
safety here.
So much traffic here. Oh, he played that perfect. Might see a little jump shot.
Yeah, that was about all he could do there, but he will leave he'll leave a jump bank here for Tony if he can hit this just right.
Yeah, and the 3 ball's up here on the right side of the screen, all out here in the open. So as long as the cue ball doesn't get buried behind this traffic, he'll have eyes on the 3.
Yeah, like he almost, if he plays like a draw jump shot here, where he just hits the 1 ball and just stops the cue ball there. Oh, and he just he clipped the ball going over.
Still finding the stroke this morning. I mean, it's not even noon here yet. It's always difficult to come in and start playing your very best game first thing in the morning. I've always admired players who can turn it on like that just immediately.
And everybody's been here since 9, a little bit earlier than that too. So trying to practice. They had a little warm-up tournament here last night. 32 players came to feel the tables out. They just were refelted about a week ago. Try to give a little time to break in. So look, I mean, it slides a little bit out there. I noticed last night still in certain situations. So they still need to be, cognizant of the table conditions. Of course, Steve basically plays in every tournament out there, so he's seen a lot of conditions.
Being so close to a lot of these top level players like you have been over the years, has there been any specific table condition that people have talked about being the most difficult to adapt to on the fly?
Yeah,
is
really,
it new cloth or is it?
No, I don't think it's new cloth. I think that spongy rails is the most difficult because after you play on new cloth for so long, I mean you can make an easier adjustment, but it's a lot harder to adjust on like a springy rail because it really takes your kicks and your banks. I mean, it
changes so many dynamics of the game, not just speed. Yeah, that's a really good point.
Tough.
Well, guys, let us know in the comments section. What do you guys think is the hardest part to adapt to? Everybody that's tuning in live, and if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, go ahead and leave us some comments down low and let us know what you think. I always like having discussions about theory in different ways. Almost gets the 1 and the 6 in the side pocket there. So this 1 ball is probably cuttable into that corner pocket there, but is there enough space to get back for the 2 and it not be an issue? You try to hold this with inside, or?
I think you can probably let this run here. He might try to cut this in and just come right between the 3 and the 7.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Almost beautiful. If it didn't nick that 3, he'd have been right in line there. Still has a pocket, though.
Yeah, he hit it with a little bit of speed because he knew that he was probably going to hit, one of those balls.
Yeah.
So he just needs to.
Oh, that was almost perfect.
That was a good shot.
It was playing for such a small window there between the rail and the 7.
It's interesting, too, sometimes that a lot of players don't take into consideration, like on that particular shot, Steve used the balls almost like a rail, to get position back where he was at. And he didn't quite get there. I know on the screen here it looks like that the 3 ball is sitting open, but that's actually the 5 ball. 3 ball's on the rail. So not a terrible shot there by Steve, but
Kind of leaves him a kind of easy safety here.
yeah, pretty easy safety. It's a good shot there by Tony. He elected to play it this way versus leaving the 3 in the pocket, playing the safety the other way.
Yeah, I think it was smart the way he did it.
Because now Steve's going to look to go probably 2 or 3 rails. He might catch the 3rd rail here. He's going to play it real easy and doesn't get there.
There's just enough of a gap there to play the 3-5 combo.
And keep in mind, there's still 3 foul rule here. So if Tony didn't want to play the combo here, he could look for another safety, but he can just roll this into the 5, make sure the 3 doesn't go anywhere. Oh, and he missed it.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Yeah, you could see that body language. He was not.
Well, anytime you're queuing over the ball, you have to just make sure that, because a lot of things can come into play.
I notice with myself specifically, what I think holds me back whenever I'm queued over a ball or having to elevate high, pretty much normally for shooting over a ball, is that I tend to tense up my grip hand just because I'm so, the muscles in my back and my shoulder are flexed, and I'll naturally tense up my forearm a little bit, so I have to consciously remember on every time I shoot that shot to stay relaxed. That way my stroke is still there. He hit that ball nice.
And you have to remember too is when you're queued up over a ball and you're queuing down on the cue ball, you're going to get what's called squirt.
Yeah. Even if you're hitting center ball, it's still the tiniest degree of variance is exaggerated.
Well, especially when you hit at that slow speed, and that's why Tony missed the combo like that. So he leaves the table open here for Steve.
So far, he's doing what he's supposed to do with it. Didn't want to leave himself on the rail here, but he'll be fine. Guys, let us know how the audio sounds with the volume now that music's playing in the background. We do have a microphone that is dedicated out to the floor space, so we can adjust that a little bit if needed. Hopefully everything still sounds solid for you guys. Looks like Steve is going to take a 3-rack lead over Tony. Steve has successfully got out pretty much every time he's come to the table and the balls have been open, which is where this deficit has come in for Tony.
So we get a nice angle here at Steve's break. So you can see he pockets the wing ball. Cue ball trails up.
Looks like we can take that 2 in the side. And it looks like you have the 4 at the top of the screen, then the 5 ball, and then the 7 ball. I know those 3 colors can be a little bit tight to tell the difference.
Oh, and he missed it. And that's not an easy shot there because he had to hit it with some speed to get back over. And he was a little tentative about it because he still came up short.
Yeah. All right, good deal. We got a few people in the comments saying that the audio is all good. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Oh, good shot there by Tony.
Shot.
Yeah, he had enough angle there to go ahead and make the ball.
Looks like we got just enough space to get the 4 in the side pocket here.
Yeah, so he could just play like a little stop shot here if he wanted to. Oh, he rolls it up a little bit. So that's going to make it a little bit more difficult here for the 6. he just slow rolls it in. A good shot there by Tony. Thanks, Chris Wiley, joining us. Thank you, guys. If you are just popping in, please hit the share button. Oh, Tony hangs the 6 in the pocket. So this is the first match of the day. You're watching Tony Manning versus Steve Fleming at the McDermott Maryland State 9-ball championship here at Brews and Q's in Glen Burnie, Maryland. Steve currently leads 4-1, race to 7, alternate the breaks.
Oh, he played that speed perfect.
Yeah, he's actually really good here. I mean, he can just pocket this ball, and he can just go right over to the rail if he wants. Yeah, nice smooth stroke, perfect.
Yeah, he played that perfect. He cheated the left side of the pocket a little bit to give himself a little bit more angle to not scratch there. Or a little less angle, I should say.
Just draw back on the 8. Pockets the 9 in the same corner pocket. So Steve's going to go up 5-1 here in a race to 7. And Tony Manning is going to get another break here. So far he has broken dry twice here. So if he wants to get back in this match, he's going to have to get a good break here. We'll get a shot here of Tony breaking, a little unorthodox. So you'll see different guys here. Steve, a little bit more methodical break. Some like Rick Scarlato, a little bit more of a soft break. And you can see Tony a little bit harder break there.
9-ball hanging out right there by the side pocket.
Yeah, I mean, he's down 5-1. He's almost, he wants to really take a shot at this.
He's got a good spread, though, too, so he could really go either route he feels. Run him out or take the 9. I mean, I don't really see a great shot to the 9 to take an early 9.
You know, the thing is if he plays the 1 all the way down in the corner, he's going to have to play it at a certain speed so that he can keep the cue ball, you know, for positional in the 2.
He's scoping it out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate this here. You know, he's just got to be careful, like, where is he going to leave the cue ball if he doesn't make it? He hits it good.
That was great.
Good shot there by Tony. Nice, smooth, great speed. So short rack for Tony Manning. Steve still leads 5-2. If you're just tuning in, you're watching BSN, the Billiard Sports Network. I'm Jake Lawson, along here with Josh Setterfield, bringing you all the live coverage from the McDermott Maryland State 9-ball championship here at Brews and Q's in Glen Burnie. So Steve makes a ball on the break. there we have it. Steve is on the hill first, 6-1. Actually, it should be 6-2. It's all good, guys. We're back.
Now, the way that they're with the Texas Express rules, does the 2 have to be racked in the back of the?
I don't think so.
I've seen it happen a couple different ways.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just do it out of habit.
Yeah, a lot of times they do it out of habit. I didn't hear anything at the players' meeting saying that you had to rack it in the back. But I mean, naturally, the 2 ball is going to go up table if it's in the back.
Wing ball slams in the corner pocket. 2 ball comes in to block the 1 ball just a little bit.
So we're going to have your first update here, guys. Brett Stottlemyre, his score is in. He won his match 7-1. So, of course, Brett is certainly one of the favorites here, one of the better bar box players here in Maryland. So we actually have some great players, so you're going to see some great matches. Of course, Sean Wilkie is here. James Aranis is here. He went in the blind bid first. Hefty bid. And Christina Tatch is here from Russia.
Yeah, I'd say he went for a couple bucks.
Yeah. So, of course, we have some great players from all over Delaware, PA, Maryland. So clearly Aranis is favored, certainly by the bidding. And I think Christina came in second. She was the second blind bid. But it is alternating breaks. We are on a 7-foot diamond bar box. So anything can happen here. Some other great players here like Tim Tanana and Derek Dea. The Russian Benny Blanco. Rick Scarlato.
He's looking at the carom here.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't like it. This is tough. The 9-ball looks a little too far out here. I'd take the shot on the 1 and just come up for the 2 and try to run out, because if he really wanted to play the combo, he could get to the 5-ball there.
Yeah. He's going for it, though.
Oh, and he made it. Wow.
What a shot. Don't think he was planning for the double kiss there, but it worked
No,
out.
yeah, that's why that's why I was saying it was really offset a little bit. So the only way he was going to make that is if he double kissed it. So fortunate shot there by Tony, but he gets the 3. Steve is still on the hill, so Steve will be in control of his own destiny here. Yeah, and of course, guys, Lenny, we have Team Haas here. And, of course, Scott right now and Thomas are playing just as good as anybody. I mean, Scott's been winning lots of events. And those 2 great guys. I mean, I love those guys. So, I mean, there's lots of people here. Rick Marinaro, he won the warm-up tournament last night. He beat Sean Wilkie in the finals. Oh, avoids a scratch.
And eyes on the 1 ball. Oh,
yeah.
Look at the 2 down table, though, with the 6 and the 9.
Yeah, so he'll have to navigate that. And really, I mean, it looks pretty lined up. So, and he's naturally going to come down this way anyway. So I would just play the 1 and then just bring the cue ball down, and maybe just shoot the combo. But he didn't get there. I don't like it from here.
Yeah, do you think he just ducked since he came up short?
Yeah, so he knows he came up short, too. He's just looking at it. He might just try to, maybe put the cue right behind the 9.
There we go.
Yeah, he knew he didn't have a shot there, so that was the right play. But he left a little too much space, so Tony can actually jump this 9-ball if he wants.
Yeah, and the 3's open out in the open again.
So you can see him just take a look to see how it feels. And he likes it enough, so he's going to go for the jump cue here. So let's see if Tony can make this jump shot. He's got to be careful here too, because you don't want the cue ball flying off the table, wide open table for Steve. So he's going to have to hit this just right. But the good news is, if he hits it to make it, the cue ball is probably going to hit the rail and come out for a position on the 3. So. You see, look, he's putting a little mass. Oh, he tried to spin it.
Ooh.
He opted not to jump there.
I wonder what made him change his mind, having that much space.
Yeah, I didn't like spinning the ball there, because even if you spun it there, you're not guaranteed to get position on the 3. And of course, with a jump shot, with having that much space, I mean, anything can happen.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you miss, you know, the 2-ball could have came down and got tied up a little bit. So there's always funny things, you know, that happen with a jump shot.
Like, you're giving yourself a chance to get lucky almost.
Yeah, exactly. And because it's Texas Express, I mean, he could have hit it hard and went 3 rails and went in the pocket, and he could have still stayed at the table. But now he leaves the table wide open here for Steve. But
he comes up short again.
Yeah, so this will be interesting here to see what Steve does, if he elects to play safe, or if he thinks he wants to cut this in.
I mean, you're up 6-3. Do you fire at this?
No, I don't think so.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that's what happened there. He played the bank, and now he's nestled up on the 7-ball. So
a little more gusto, and he'd have been perfect.
Yeah, he came around really nice. So I would have almost like cutting the 6 in there with some speed, you know, and go 1, 2, 3 rails, 4 rails maybe, and get position on the 7. Because once you line up the angle, as long as he's up table, he's fine. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this safety shot.
What speed control there?
Yeah, and he leaves it right in the pocket. So the only good thing about this part for Tony is that because the ball's in the pocket, it's going to be a little bit easier for him to cue here while he's trying to kick at the 7-ball. There's lots of things that could happen here.
I mean, depending on what speed he plays with this, he might be able to use the 9 as a blocker just in reverse of the way that they're laying now.
I almost like kicking long table on this, because then you have a chance for the 9 to go in. Like if you're in a do-or-die position here. He played it to make it.
Yeah, he was going all out there.
Yeah, that's gonna be a costly mistake, because Steve will just cut this ball in the side pocket here.
A little outside, and
yeah, a little spin here, and look at this. Uh-oh.
A little close to his work.
Yeah, he's okay though.
Flirted with danger. Just trying to get those style points on the out. That's all.
He'll just come 2 rails here.
Nicely hit. Off the
Great
rail,
shot, yeah.
very comfortable. I feel pretty comfortable shooting that 9-ball for the match. And so does Steve.
Steve wins.
It's going to do it for our first match on the TV table this weekend.